Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. Today we're taking a close look at the 2025 Tesla Model Y refresh.
Yeah, the one the internet's been calling Juniper.
Exactly. We've
Huh.
got a ton of reviews, comparisons, even a sneak peek inside the factory.
We're going to break down what's new, what's got reviewers excited, and most importantly, whether this updated Model Y is worth considering.
So let's jump right in. First up, those new lights are getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, the full width LED light bars in the front and back.
It gives the Model Y a completely different look compared to the previous generation.
Some reviewers like Bembly and CarWow are saying it looks more like the Model X now.
Kind of gives it that more premium vibe.
Right, exactly. It's like Tesla's trying to position the Model Y as a step up from the Model 3.
And speaking of the lights, the tech chap pointed out something really cool about the rear light bar.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It's not just a plain LED strip. The light is actually reflected off a textured panel.
Huh, interesting.
Creates a unique cyberpunk aesthetic,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, out-of-spec reviews said they were really impressed with how bright that rear light bar is.
So it's not just about looks then.
Nope, definitely functional too. And they've used the same material as the center dash for the light bar.
Nice little design touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's move on to something a bit more practical. The headlights. They're now down in the bumper.
Yeah, that's a pretty big change from the previous Model Y.
And even the refreshed Model 3. It gives the car a totally different look.
Dad's Toys and Cars even made a whole video about it.
I saw that. But it's not just about aesthetics, right?
No, it's actually tied to Tesla's move away from radar sensors.
Oh, right. They're relying more on cameras now.
Exactly. And the Tesla Space mentioned that the new camera in the front bumper needs a wider field of view.
So moving the headlights down makes space for it.
Exactly. Form-following function.
Makes sense. But CarWow pointed out a pretty funny mistake.
Oh, what was that?
When they were showing off the center screen, the graphic of the car was still the old Model Y.
Oops.
You'd think Tesla would have caught that.
Well, everyone makes mistakes, right? But hey, this actually shows how Tesla operates.
How so?
They're constantly updating their software, so that little graphic issue will probably be fixed with an over-the-air update.
So it's like you're getting a car that's always evolving.
Precisely. And speaking of updates, Brandon Flash showed how to access the digital owner's manual.
Which also gets updated, right?
Exactly. So you're always getting the latest information.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
But let's talk about something that's been a long time coming, ventilated seats.
Finally!
Ginny from Electrifying was so excited about this.
Who wouldn't be? No more sweaty backs on those long road trips.
Right. And it seems like Tesla is really focusing on comfort with this refresh.
Yeah, especially for families.
Which makes sense. The Model Y is marketed as a family-friendly EV.
And now it has the comfort features to match.
Speaking of family-friendly features,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Jones highlighted another great upgrade.
Oh yeah, the rear seats now fold flat electrically.
So much more convenient than the manual mechanism in the previous Model Y.
And there's a new 8-inch touchscreen in the back for controlling climate and entertainment.
Perfect for keeping everyone happy on those long drives.
It seems like Tesla has thought of everything.
Okay, so we've got style, comfort, family-friendly features. What about those little tech upgrades?
The ones that make life easier.
Exactly. The Tesla Space mentioned faster Wi-Fi and better connectivity for clearer phone calls.
And the Tech Chat pointed out the new Model Y has ultra-wideband technology.
UWB. Right, so it should unlock faster as you approach it with a compatible phone.
It's all about those little details that improve the user experience.
Shows that Tesla is paying attention to what their customers want.
Yeah, they're always trying to refine things.
So we've covered a lot of ground already, from flashy lights to family-friendly features.
We have. But what about the things that haven't changed?
That's a good point. There are a few areas where Tesla seems to have played it safe with this refresh.
And that's led to some mixed reactions from reviewers.
I was especially curious about the battery and charging situation.
Yeah, because let's be honest, those are pretty important for EV buyers.
Definitely. So let's dive into that.
Okay, well, a lot of reviewers were hoping for some big improvements to the battery and charging speed.
Yeah, like Brandon Flash and CarWow.
Right, they were expecting something more. But the Model Y still uses the same battery packs.
And the same 250 kilowatt peak charging rate.
Exactly. So no big boy charging speeds, as out-of-spec reviews put it.
Kind of a bummer, especially with the price increase.
Yeah, Tom from Electrifying even said it's a big price jump for what you're getting.
And CarWow pointed out that the difference between the old and new Model Y is pretty significant.
Even if you don't count the launch edition premium.
Right, so the price is up, but the battery and charging tech are basically the same.
pretty much.
Okay, so what about the driving experience itself? Any improvements there?
Actually, yes, out-of-spec reviews was really impressed with the sound system.
Oh, yeah.
They said the cabin is quieter and the ride is smoother.
That's good to hear.
They attributed it to a stiffer body and a retuned suspension.
So they've refined the ride and handling, even if they haven't revolutionized the powertrain.
Exactly.
But is that enough to justify the higher price tag? What do you think?
It's a tough call. If you're looking for the absolute latest battery tech and super fast charging, you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you prioritize style, comfort, and a refined driving experience, this refresh delivers.
It seems like Tesla is going for a more premium feel with this update.
Definitely. And they've definitely achieved that.
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to appeal to a wider audience.
Maybe even people who are considering switching from traditional luxury brands.
Speaking of luxury, let's talk about the interior. The reviews have been really positive.
Oh yeah, Bembley called it a clean refresh and said it looks much more upscale.
And CarWow even said it actually looks all right now.
High praise from them.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They're usually pretty tough on Tesla's design choices,
But it seems like they're impressed with the Juniper updates.
both inside and out.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about those ventilated seats again.
Oh yeah, Ginny from Electrifying was raving about those.
No more sweaty backs on those long summer drives.
It's the little things.
Comfort and convenience seem to be the main themes with this refresh.
For sure. Reviewers also love the power folding rear seats, the bigger rear touchscreen.
Yeah, and the improved sound system.
It's clear that Tesla has been listening to customer feedback.
And those little details like the improved door seals and the quieter cabin.
They all add up to a more refined and enjoyable experience.
Definitely. But were there any aspects of the refresh that reviewers weren't so keen on?
Well, besides the price increase and lack of battery upgrades, some reviewers had a few other criticisms.
Like what?
Well, Brandon Flash was disappointed that the 4680 battery cells aren't available,
Oh,
but he was relieved they're using the 2170s,
makes sense. And I noticed some reviewers still found the suspension a bit firm.
even with the improvements.
Yeah. So maybe not the most comfortable option for everyone, especially on rough roads.
It's always a trade-off between sportiness and comfort.
True. And it seems like Tesla is leaning more towards the sporty side with this refresh.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so we've heard the good and the not so good. But what does it all mean for our listeners who are thinking about getting a Model Y?
Is the 2025 model a worthy upgrade? That's a big question.
It is. What are your thoughts?
It really depends on what you're looking for. If you want the absolute latest in EV tech, you might be a bit disappointed.
Because of the battery and charging situation.
Right, but if you value style comfort, a refined driving experience, and those family-friendly features,
Then the Juniper refresh delivers.
absolutely.
Jeremiah Jones made a good point. He said, if you're okay with not having the newest bells and whistles, a used previous generation, Model Y is still a great option.
Yeah, that's true. You can save some money that way.
But if you want the latest and greatest with a more modern design and all those quality of life improvements,
Then the 2025 Model Y is worth considering.
and let's not forget about Tesla's over-the-air software updates.
Oh yeah, that's a huge advantage for Tesla.
Even if the hardware stays the same, the software updates can really improve things.
Like autopilot range and performance.
The 2025 Model Y has the potential to get even better over time.
Which is pretty cool.
It is. It's pretty unique in the car world.
Definitely.
But there's one thing I want to circle back to. That new front bumper camera.
Oh yeah, what about it?
It's a pretty significant addition, don't you think?
It is both practically and symbolically.
The Tesla Space talked about how it improves features like parking and smart summon.
Right. It's great for tight spaces.
And when you want to summon your car without even touching it.
The future is here.
But I also think it shows Tesla's bigger vision.
For full self-driving.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That front bumper camera, along with the other hardware 4 components, is laying the groundwork.
It might not be fully realized yet.
But it's clear they're investing heavily in this technology.
And in the meantime, we get a handy new camera for parking.
Exactly. I love it. But let's not get too distracted by the tech.
Okay.
I want to bring it back to the overall user experience.
Which seems to be the real star of this refresh.
Definitely, Tesla has clearly focused on refining the details.
Making it more enjoyable and intuitive for drivers and passengers.
They've really paid attention to the small stuff.
From the improved materials to the thoughtful design changes.
And the reviewers noticed. They were impressed with the quieter cabin, the smoother ride.
And the overall feeling of quality and refinement.
It seems like Tesla has finally cracked the code on making a truly premium-feeling EV.
which is a big deal.
It is. The Model Y is already one of the best-selling vehicles in the world.
And these updates will probably make it even more popular.
So we've covered a lot today. The new design, the upgraded interior,
The improved driving experience.
the price increase, the lack of major powertrain upgrades.
It's a lot to take in.
But I think the main takeaway is this. The 2025 Model Y is more than just a car.
It's a statement.
A statement of Tesla's commitment to constant improvement, to pushing the boundaries of EV technology.
And to creating vehicles that are both desirable and functional.
It's a glimpse into the future of mobility, where cars are more than just machines,
More like extensions of our digital lives.
constantly evolving and adapting to our needs.
That's a very poetic way to put it.
But I think it's true. The 2025 Model Y is more than just a refresh.
It's a sign of things to come.
And I'm excited to see where Tesla takes us next. But before we get too carried away with the future,
Let's bring it back to the present.
we've given you a lot to think about today.
I have.
So we want to hear from you. What stood out to you the most about this refresh? Was it the styling, was it the tech, or maybe those comfy ventilated seats?
And what are you most curious about?
Yeah. What are your burning questions about the 2025 Model Y?
Is this the ultimate family EV, or are you waiting for something even more groundbreaking?
It's a really exciting time for the EV market, right?
Oh, absolutely. So many new companies, and the technology is just advancing so quickly.
Which brings up a big question. Where does the Model Y fit into all of this?
With all these new EVs coming out from both the big car companies and those startups, the competition is fierce.
So can the 2025 Model Y stay on top? Or will it be overtaken by some of these new contenders?
What do you think?
It's hard to say for sure. I mean, Tesla has a really strong brand and a lot of loyal fans.
True, but the other companies are catching up fast.
And some of them are offering things that Tesla hasn't really embraced yet, like bidirectional charging or even swappable batteries.
Yeah, that's true. Those are some interesting features.
It'll be interesting to see how Tesla responds to all of this in the next few years.
Definitely, we'll have to wait and see.
But one thing's for sure, the EV revolution is happening,
Oh, yeah, it's in full swing.
and it's going to be a wild ride.
Absolutely. And we'll be here to break it all down for you.
Every new development, every exciting breakthrough with our signature deep dive analysis.
So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep those electric dreams alive.
Until next time, happy driving, everyone.
Okay.